you people of shit and bollocks. So I'm me, and I've been thinking about productivity. I've been trying to get more productive. I don't mangle that word there, but yeah, I've been trying to be more productive, by which I mean I've been playing an awful lot of Skyrim because I've been ill and it's not been good. But I've been obviously I want to be productive, but I've not quite managed to get there. And kind of basically what I'm realizing is that the way I think about productivity is wrong, in the sense that I talked about before that, like, I needed to spend time learning to use productivity, learning to kind of think about how productivity tools work with my different way of thinking and stuff. And one of the things I've basically realized, recently, is that I don't have the energy to do a lot of stuff. I am very, very limited in terms of the energy I have. Like, with my see, the writer in me doesn't want to say energy drinks. With the mints and the Diet Coke and stuff, like, I can get a thing done, right? I can get a good session of something done. It's just that it's just kind of the issue I've got at the moment is really not, like, there are things I need to do, there are things I want to do, but I haven't got a system in place yet, so that when there is a thing I need to do, I can make note of it and have it there, so that when I've got the energy to be like, okay, I'm gonna do a thing now, I know what things I should be doing. I suppose this is the issue of relying so often on kind of internal motivations to do stuff. Because, like, part of the reason I have so many fucking tabs open is I feel this expectation of, well, I'm gonna get around to the tabs later, and then I never fucking do. And I've been feeling a lot of anxiety about that. And it's just like, no, there's only so much time just let it go. It's not gonna happen, it doesn't matter, fuck it, let it go. So in that case, I need a different system for what's important. And also, I can't use email as my kind of brain storage system anymore, because even though I have now removed my fucking email from the system, a load of pricks still keep fucking messaging me, and it's like, right, block, 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 fuck you. So I need another system, I need another thing. I mean, I suppose in a weird way I sort of almost don't, in the sense that at this point, I've kind of, I've given up. Like, all hope has fucked off, right? Maybe good things will happen. There is a chance good things can happen, But, like, I'm basically operating under the assumption that I've got an, indefinite, undefined amount of time left before the money runs out, and I'm a dead man. And so, really, kind of like, yes, I am I'm trying to kind of do volunteering and I need to sort out my CV and keep trying. But also, like, at this stage, it's about sorting out a legacy, right? It's about having things in place, having shit set up so that I can keep putting stuff out there and have it in some kind of order so that with the time remaining I can put stuff out there and have it stay there and have it be ordered, and like, because I don't know how much time I have. I mean, I suppose I'm still at the moment kind of operating rather optimistically on the assumption that I've got a good 40 or more years, but that it's going to be a very rough 40 or more years filled with arguments and stress and things. No, things don't work. Fuck things. I'm kind of that's where I am at the moment, of like, optimistically things are gonna be okay in the long term, but there's gonna be a lot of screaming and shouting and needless heartache. But I'm also kind of fairly realistic about the fact that it might not be that, right? Like, I'm fairly certain I'll see it to next year, right? But I'm also fairly realistic about the fact that that's not a certainty, right? Money is tight, and I am basically at this point backed against a fucking wall, and like, at this point the fear has gone, right? I'm all out of moves. I'm all out of cards left to play. I am just fucked. And maybe the other people I know will be able to help me out of this situation. Maybe. Hopefully, I guess. But I ain't banking on it. And so that's kind of why I am sort of trying to get productive, just kind of keep myself busy, keep myself putting something out there, and like, focus on the thing that is making me goddamn money. Right. And the thing is, ironically, like, I'm now at this point now, and yes, I'm realizing that I am being very redundant. I got up basically like in 5 hours yesterday. So I've been up a while. My brain's a little frazzled. Also, I've been talking to my mum a lot, and it's not good. Frazzly. That, by the way, was autism. So yeah, I've reached this point where normally my whole thing, the whole reason I struggle to get organized in the way other people do, is that I don't need to be organized, because I make videos because I'm annoyed about the news, because I write because I've got this idea that is really distracting me and it's really enticing me and I just need to fucking write it. And or like, that's generally how I would be productive, And if it was like, and the thing is, when it was work, I worked because I had a deadline to work to, right? And so I suppose if universal credit was, deadline based and, you know, it was criteria based. If it was, you know, you must have put out X amount of words to X amount of companies, right, using X kind of styles, that I could do. And that actually probably would improve to some measure my ability, my chances of getting a job in terms of, you know, presentability and CV form and what have you. And also it would mean that I could do the universal credit. But because of the time factor, the more efficient I get something, the harder it is to meet the thing. And you then enter into like the fuzzy ground of stuff of like, well, how did it take you 25 hours to do the thing? Like, that's why I don't like time as a criteria, right? Like, when you're getting paid at a job, yes, you are getting paid for working, you know, a 40-hour week or whatever, but you are getting paid per hour for the work done, right? It's not like it's not the same thing as universal credit. And so kind of what I'm trying to do is, because I've basically reached a point now where there is enough testosterone within me that, like, when the red mist descends, and I am distracted, I do not have the time to write even a short story. I certainly do not have the time to write a 50,000 word story, right? And so that is why basically at this point I am effectively writing a TV series as a series of short stories to go out on the internet. With obviously half an eye to adapting them into audiobooks. So that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment with regards to writing, and that's very much kind of a thing of, I have to do this. This is a thing I'm going to tell myself to do. And I suppose testament to the fact that I'm still doing this is the fact that I did indeed have a distraction fic that I felt the need to write, and I wrote it, and then I got back to working on this system. And the fact that I have basically been drafting this system as well. Well, not draft. System isn't the right word. Series. I've been basically drafting this series as well. So, I mean, I don't know when the first episode is going to be out, because technically I'm writing the second episode at the moment, and the first episode I'm going to write after I've written the second or possibly third episode as well. So I don't know when you're going to see any of this stuff, if you're ever going to see any of this stuff, because it's entirely possible that it could get shelved, or just that I could die before it's done, right? Hopefully not. I'd love to get at least the first series out and get all this other stuff, because I've got a whole big plan of, like, the fiction and what I want to do there. But equally, right, I'm now starting to understand. I've now done enough on the WordPress that, like, I think, after I've given WordPress some time to sort of work on stuff, that I think I can start organizing and sorting stuff out, and, like, so long as I can sort out the monetization and stuff, like, certainly this is a very interesting learning experience, but if I can sort out the monetization, make sure I'm going to make money off the adverts on stuff, right? then I think I might I think there's a whole lot of interesting stuff that I'll be able to do. I mean, apart from anything else, one thing that people have been wanting for a while, and frankly at this point I want as well, is just having one page where people can go to find all the stories I've written. So yeah, I'm gonna fucking work on that and try and get that shit sorted. And yeah, that's kind of a productive. Hang on. Sorry. Yeah. My mum was calling about the cat being cute. Because that is a thing that needs to be remarked upon on a daily fucking basis. An hourly, a minutely basis. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a cute cat, but it gets boring when you can remember every fucking conversation. So, yeah, I'm trying to be more, like, I've reached a point where I'm kind of slowing down enough to where if I'm gonna write, it's a deliberate thing, and I've got a series that I've outlined. If I'm gonna make actually, yeah, the videos are the interesting thing. Like, yes, I'm working on the kind of the content delivery system that is the website, and you know, hopefully I'll be able to get the fiction in one place and blah blah blah. But actually, what happened just recently was I made basically a 3-part miniseries. And financially speaking, it was the first time I made a loss. Right? Cutting down a 2-hour video to be 3 half-hour videos lost me about £2. But at the same time, like, the basic idea is like the issue is more just that, like, the subject was an area people didn't give a shit about, which is fair. But like, essentially, as far as I'm concerned now, like, capitalism is dying, and really there is fuck all anybody can do on the left or the right, and like the best we can hope for is that capitalism limps on long enough that we enter post-scarcity, right? That's where I am at the moment politically. So I don't really give a shit about the news, right? It's like, it would be nice if we didn't have genocide. It'd be nice if we didn't have genocide. Otherwise, at this point, I'm generally pessimistic and like, we're fucked. So there's no point in me talking about the news, because it's just like, and people in charge today decided to be complete another dickwads. What a shock. And at the same time, you don't want to cover the news when there's good stuff happening, because you don't want that to be news. You want the good stuff to be the normal shit. So it's kind of difficult. I am thinking that I'm going to need to kind of reorientate and sort of try to make the stuff I make on my main channel more kind of, I suppose, optimistic, and like, yeah, things are gonna be okay, and well, okay, they're not. But like, what I want to do is have stuff that makes people feel okay and helps them limp on, because basically, right, at this point, we're all dead. There is nothing we can do. It doesn't matter what your belief systems are. Failure is the only option. So instead, at this point, it's about like quality of life. It's like, we're all now in the hospice. let's focus on making sure everybody's, you know, drugged up to the hilt and feeling chilled out and blissful, because we're not long for this world. Certainly I know in my case, yeah, money-wise, things are not good. And they're not going to be good, because it's like I can't do customer service jobs because my social skills are crap. I can't do manual labour because Kalman syndrome means I don't have the energy to do it. Right? And it's like, yeah, I've got just about a good enough smart brain and just about enough energy that I can just about do a job that will very swiftly be done away with because computers will remove the need for it. So, I'm kind of like, I'd like to be an admin for someone. I'd love to be a full-time minimum wage admin for someone and have a commute and stuff, but I'm fairly realistic that it ain't gonna happen. And I kind of, I feel like I need to have some, you know, happiness and fluffiness and light, and I feel like so do other people. And so I'm gonna have to kind of work on that, on what the fuck I'm gonna do about that. And so maybe you are gonna see sort of like scripted shorts or something. I don't know. It's one of the things I'm gonna think about. But either way, the fact that I have now reached the point of sort of slowing down, in terms of my ability to be productive, because I don't have the rage, and while I have the lust is being used to keep me alive. It is not being used to churn stuff out. I'm churning stuff out because I want to instead. So it's, yeah, I'm changing kind of what it means to be productive. Really. Yeah. So I'm at this point now where I have been up so long that I'm kind of a bit spaced, and it's not even really so much the being up, because I'm used to being up. I've had longer days and this. It's the people and the talking, and I can't do the talking because I'm autistic, and they just don't get that I'm autistic, and I can't deal, and it uses energy. You know, it's like my mum wants to get her own house so that she can focus on pulling, and it's like, I want my own house so I can focus on having enough energy to, you know, do stuff. I mean, as I say, I'm gonna be lucky enough if I live to see 40. So I ain't gonna fucking argue. Or, well, no, I'll argue, because I'll argue about fucking anything. Debates are different, but I'll argue about anything. But no, I'm if I have salivate, basically. If I don't get my own salivate, at least I'll be alive, hopefully. So yeah, I'm still alive, still kicking it. The cat's still alive too, so yay. Sorry, that was there was a really under enthusiastic yay for the cat being still being alive. I'm just kind of tired. But yeah, stuff and nonsense and stuff. Hamilton is awesome, by the way. Hamilton the musical is very, very fucking awesome. I love every song on it, and it's there are so many lines in it that just are amazing, and like, you know, immigrants, we get the job done, and you know, dying is easy, young man, living is harder, and don't I bloody know that at the moment. But yeah, so I'm gonna go, and I'm basically gonna just eat some snacks and watch some many True Nerd videos, and then get some fucking sleep, because basically this right here, this Sainsbury's meat feast, this is my lunch. This is my one meal I get today. Like, I had a peanut butter sandwich earlier today, and some mince, and that was it. The rest is just like one bottle of Mountain Dew, a few sips of Diet Coke, and some squash. And it's like, my mum goes, it's like, you're so fat. Why do you need to cut down? It's like I'm just trying to fucking survive, and I don't actually pig out that often because I can't fucking afford to. And, you know, I go up the road regularly. I walk up the road regularly, so I get my exercise, and I've got my mini bike here, and I've got my weights. So I am trying. I am putting the stuff out there. It's just, you know what? Puberty fucked me up. I didn't have testosterone when I needed it. I'm screwed up. There ain't gonna be a solution. I'm just. This is me. Ugly as fuck. And there ain't shit I can do about it. But there we go. Goodbye. Thank you for watching the Alex Vents channel. Please remember to leave a like, favourite and comment. Shout out to the trolls desperately clinging to scraps of attention. Subscribe if you like what you saw, and share if you know someone who might be interested in the contents of this video. If you would like to help ensure more videos get made, there are a few options available to you. You can whitelist this channel in your adblock software to ensure what ad revenue you provide has a chance of making its way to me. If you sign up to make a regular monthly donation through my Patreon, then you will get to watch a selection of videos available exclusively to my Patreon supporters over at my Patreon page. One-off donations are payable through PayPal, or if that doesn't suit your sensibilities, you can gift items through Steam or Amazon via my public wish lists. Obviously, I don't expect anything, and the vast majority of my videos will remain free and ad-supported. All that remains is to say Trump should be impeached, the genocidal must be stopped, and universal basic income instituted now.